Hello everyone, this is HammerTron here with an action figure review for you. This time I am reviewing the Animal Planet set Dino Exploration. Get ready for Dino Adventure. I ordered this through Target because Animal Planet seems to be sold exclusively through Target nowadays. It used to be sold through Toys R Us, but there are no longer any Toys R Us stores in the USA. And I ordered this, and I was a little surprised to receive this one because when I ordered it, I was actually looking at a picture of this one. And this is also labeled as Dino Exploration. The packages seem to be nearly identical, except the back of the package has a different picture for each toy. So at least they have a different picture. Now these are labeled as the same. They also have the same barcode with maybe slightly different numbers on this one. The only difference I can see is this one has the year 2022, this one is 2021. So looks like they're in the same size package, so they're about the same price. So I wasn't too upset because I did not have this one, but I was really looking for this one. Later I went to a Target store and I bought this one where I could handle it and make sure this was the one I was going to get. So anyway, I'm not too terribly upset. So this looks interesting. I've not seen this in the store yet, so I'm happy to get this one. It's a nice orange vehicle with a dinosaur, although this part of the dinosaur just looks really weird to me for some reason. And here we have the action figure and some accessories. So here's the top of the package, the bottom of the package. This one says 2022, so this is probably newer. Here is one side of the package and the other side of the package, and the back. This shows the accessories of this particular set. So I will open this up and review this set in just a moment. Here are the accessories that come with this Animal Planet Dino Exploration set. These pieces were all on this sprue here, and what's nice about this is it looks like they put little dinosaur footprints around the edges here, so it's kind of a neat little feature. But here are the accessories. So it looks like we have a light, something to sift through dirt to find fossils, and a hammer or pickaxe, and a shovel, a power saw of some kind, and a rake or brush, and some eggs. Looks like dinosaur fossil eggs or something. So this side is just hollow, so I think that's meant to be eggs. And then a backpack. Now we've gotten these kind of things before, and I was disappointed with them before because they didn't really fit the action figure's hand, but I checked these, and these will fit a little better. This one's just very loose in the hand, so that doesn't work very well. This, we can make that fit in the hand. That'll fit. Takes a little bit of work, and it's not at a very good angle. And the shovel, this part doesn't fit, but this handle will work. And I am most disappointed with this one because there's really no place to hold on to it. I can barely get it wedged into place there. But at the end it has a little extra plastic sticking out where it was attached to the sprue. And then I'm most pleased about this backpack because the other backpack did not fit into the figure, but here there's a little slot where we can stick it in there And now this adventurer can wear a backpack. And this light, once we remove the extra plastic from the bottom, we should be able to make it stand. And we can also get the adventurer to maybe hold it and carry it around sometimes. So I'm a little happier with these accessories because they seem to fit well with this figure. Here's our adventurer or paleontologist. Let's see how tall this action figure is. Looks like about 4 inches or 10 centimeters tall. So it's not too bad. And here the adventurer is wearing a pair of sunglasses, and it looks like a headset. Maybe listening to some music while he's working. And a nice vest here with some sculpted detail, but it's all molded in a single color plastic there, so we don't really see any extra details. Here's some arms and hands, so at least it's painted and sculpted there. And wearing some pants with some knee pads and boots. There's the bottom of the boots, and there are no peg holes. And just some more sculpted detail on the back. Here we have a slot where we can fit in that backpack, and a hole, looks like the screw where the action figure is put together. And the articulation is very simple. The head can turn, and the arms can move around, and the legs move up and back. So, simple action figure. Seems to be holding up pretty well. It's not falling apart in my hand, so I'm happy about that. And it seems to stand pretty well. Here is the dinosaur we get with this set. Let's take a look at how large this dinosaur is. Looks like it's about 10.5 or almost 11 inches long. And in this pose, maybe a little less than 5 inches, or if we get it standing up, maybe just a little bit less than 6 inches tall. And how wide is it? Looks like maybe 2.5 inches wide at the widest point. So, pretty nicely sized dinosaur. It is extremely light, very lightweight. So it's hollow plastic. So if your kids leave this on the floor and somebody steps on it, it's going to be crushed and it'll be completely broken. Of course, you don't want to stand on this part, especially with your bare feet, because it's pretty sharp and hard. And the articulation, very minimal. Just a little bit there, a little bit there, and a little bit there, and just a little bit there. So it's almost no point in having articulation. Now if we look at it, it's hollow in there. This is part of why it's such a lightweight dinosaur, the hollow feet. Now those holes there are for the screws. This part was screwed through the cardboard into the feet to hold this dinosaur in place in the open package. This way nobody can steal the dinosaur. So that's the only purpose for those holes. Now it looks well, obviously it looks like a dinosaur, but just kind of a weird looking dinosaur. At least we have some teeth there and a tongue. And it's too bad there's no articulation in the jaw. And we do have some suggestion of eyes there. And just some more painting. It looks like a little screw hole there. So it's screwed in on the side here. So very cheaply made. But at least they put some painting on it to give it some sort of design. So I don't know if this is based on any real dinosaur. I don't know of any dinosaur that has spikes like this above the eyes. But at least it stands. So at least it's balanced this way. So I'm happy about that. And we can make it look a little taller where it's resting on its tail. So it'll serve its purpose, but I'm sure we can find better looking dinosaurs. Here is the Dino Exploration vehicle. It's actually a very strange looking vehicle. Odd color choice. Certainly stands out. But the shape I think looks kind of nice. Here's the action feature. It looks like it has some claws that are meant to grab a hold of the dinosaur. And here are the handles so that we can operate it. Now, as we squeeze up here, it causes the claws to close. So it's not lined up very well, and it's actually made of a pretty thin and flimsy kind of plastic, so I don't think it's going to hold up very well. So it's meant to grab the dinosaur. I think the best way to open it up is to grab the end here and pull out to open the claws. So I'm pulling out, but it doesn't go very far. So it's not going to go very far. So we have to use our other hand in order to grab it. Then we squeeze, and we should be able to grab the dinosaur. So doesn't seem to be a feature that works very well, because it also falls apart very easily. This thing is attached to the top of this vehicle. Now we can spin this around and have it hanging on the back so that the driver can see where they are going. So at least it spins around very easily. However, this part actually comes off very easily. It barely clips into place on the top here. So it seems to be a very flimsy design, and I think it could easily become frustrating as it falls apart while being played with. So it's not a very sturdy design. So that's a bit disappointing. Now that's not obvious when we're looking at the vehicle through in the open package, because it's attached to the package so that nobody can pull it out. But that also prevents us from seeing how it actually works. So that part's a little bit disappointing. So here, looks like it's a pretty nice design. I like the overall shape of the vehicle. Looks pretty cool. And it's all molded in a single color plastic. The other colors are different plastic pieces attached together. They did at least put some stickers on it. So these are stickers to give it some more detail. So it looks interesting, but they've sculpted different parts of it. And the wheels certainly move. And what's nice that I didn't realize at first is that we have opening doors. So I didn't realize that at first, and you know, there was nothing to tie the doors closed, so I could have opened it while it was still in the package, but I didn't realize we could open it. So here we have two seats. We can fit well, we should be able to fit 2 action figures in there. Here's a little steering wheel, and it does turn if we push hard enough, so it's not very loose there. Now, one other disappointing thing that's not obvious in the open package is if we look at this part here in the front and here in the back, extra plastic parts that are sticking down, so we don't have very much clearance for the wheels. So if we're trying to roll this around in rugged areas, this part's going to get caught up. And why do we have that little part there? Well, this is in an open package, and so it was attached to the package with this screw where it's screwed through the cardboard into the hole here, and this holds the vehicle in place so that nobody can just pull it out of the open package. So I'm a little surprised because I think there have been other vehicles that have been attached and did not have these extra parts hanging down like this. So I didn't see that in the open package, and the only way to find out is if we're really reaching in there and wrapping our fingers around everything we can, because it's not immediately obvious. So that part is just a bit disappointing. Perhaps this part can be cut off. It would take a lot of work to cut it off, and I wonder if cutting this part off would weaken the rest of the vehicle. It would certainly leave a great big hole there. So this will work fine on flat and smooth surfaces, but if we're trying to run over rugged terrain, it's just going to cause problems and just ruin the fun. So we can fit the action figure here in the driver's seat. That'll fit in. So this should hold 2 action figures. So let's try the Adventurer from another Animal Planet set that I have reviewed. And we'll see if we can get him in there. So, it takes a little work to get the legs in there. And it'll kind of fit. But what's happening is their legs are pushing against each other inside there, so we can't get them seated comfortably next to each other. So that's just a little bit disappointing because the legs are spread out a bit on these kinds of action figures. See, the legs are a little bit spread out, but we can get them in there, and this thing will apparently fall apart while we're using it. So actually it shouldn't be too hard to put it back together. Let's see if I can get that in there. There we go. A little bit surprising, but because it came off so easily and there are no broken parts, it was just easy to snap into place. So I think it looks better this way without the extra claw piece that really comes off way too easily, and it's not very useful. Here is the Adventurer Paleontologist next to a pair of 4-inch action figures. On the right side here is the Adventurer from another Animal Planet set I reviewed a while ago. And on the left side here is the Fortnite Jonesy action figure by Jazzwares. Here is the Adventurer Paleontologist next to a pair of 6-inch action figures. On the right is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin White Ranger, and the Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic action figure. Both of those are made by Hasbro. Here is the Adventurer Paleontologist next to another 6-inch action figure. This is the Fortnite Legendary Series Havoc action figure by Jazzwares. Here is the Adventurer Paleontologist next to a pair of 7-inch action figures. On the right is the Masters of the Universe Masterverse He-Man action figure by Mattel. And on the left is the DC Multiverse Green Lantern Kyle Rayner action figure by McFarlane Toys. The HammerTron Sledgehammer rating for this set is just barely okay. The action figure itself is okay. It's holding up, and I'm happy that the accessories, most of the accessories can actually be held in the hands, and the backpack actually fits on this action figure. So I'm happy about that. The dinosaur, we were able to touch the dinosaur and handle it. We could see the limits of the articulation, so I can't be too upset about that after being able to see it and actually touch it, and at least move the little arms a little bit so I can see how limited that is. The part that I'm most disappointed about is the vehicle. This feature might be okay. It's okay as a play feature, but I think it would be extremely frustrating for some kids playing around with this and have this thing fall apart in their hands very easily. So that would be extremely disappointing for kids. I am happy about the doors. I was not expecting opening doors, so I like that. It did fall apart pretty easily, but we can put it back together, as long as it's not really broken. The biggest disappointment, however, is this bottom part here, with this part sticking out in order to attach it to the open package with the screws there. So I'm very disappointed about how far down that comes and how limited, or how little clearance there is to roll over rough terrain. So that would be extremely disappointing. So because of how easily it'll fall apart and the limited design there, I have to give the vehicle a very low rating. The color doesn't bother me so much, but just the weakness and design flaws bother me. So thank you for watching my review video. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my future reviews. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.